Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Let's take a look again on the euro currency. So this week euro again has spent in a really tight range, and in general you can see that market is forming the narrowing type of action. That mostly stands because of an uncertainty. On the markets, it's very different views stand on the perspective on the global economy. And crisis has naked some hidden political problems that stand as in the United States and in Europe, but we think that in Europe they are more heavy than in the United States, and even they come on the surface when Emmanuel Macron said that the European Union could collapse if they will not find the exit from the problems that stand around the Italy situation, around Spain, and they will not be able to get the response on the hazard that stands currently in the European Union, because every country currently in the European Union hugged the cover in favor of its own, and nobody would like to take part in the collective and united resolving of the problem that stand at the face of the European Union. So that's I think that it's a structural problem of the Brussels, and it shows its inability to drive the country, the union, out of the problems in the crisis situation. They looks really nice when everything is good, but when the problem appears, the Brussels shows its inability to resolve these problems, and they create more barriers rather than assistance in resolving of this situation. And this makes me think that in the nearest future the European Union somehow will be reformed. I think that will be more independence for the countries, at least for the core European Union countries, and they will be out from the government of the Brussels bureaucracy. That's my view. That makes position of the euro weaker compared to the United States dollar in a longer term perspective. So that's our position on the long term view. I think that the United States will get a faster recovery because, there's also some problems in the different states, some notes of the separatism sounds in different states, but they are still stand on a single united direction, a single united course of recovery. And that makes the United States stronger compared to the European Union, because this is still the single country, despite that it consists of the states. United States dollar is also the safe haven assets, and it's provide actually the major currency in the world, and overall economy in the United States it also stands in better conditions. That's why in the longer term perspective we suggest that United States dollar has better chances compared to the euro to show the growth, and we're tending to idea of the downward action in the longer term perspective in the European euro United States dollar currency pair. In the shorter term still, guys, the eyes of the investors will be on the data that we will get on the next week. This is PMI first, and the second, despite how curious it could sound, but we will keep an eye on the earnings report of the many companies, many corporations in the coming week. This is in the European Union, this is in the United States, because they will show how strong the economy was hurt by the epidemic. And this is first data that we will get. We're very rare and almost never watching for corporates because they have very small relation to the forex market, but not this time, This time this will be actually a very important source of the data that we will get, and that could get the clarity. Currently, indirectly, investors shows the bullish sentiment because, as you can see, the stock markets across the board shows fast recovery, and that shows hidden sentiment among the investors that they hope for V-shape, fast recovery of the market. Everybody prepares for strong, awful results after the first shock of the epidemic hit, but in the longer term perspective, well, currently investors mostly have the positive view, and to get the reality on how these hopes are realistic, we should know in April and May probably, and the corporate reports from the companies will be the first answer on these hopes. That could really bring a lot of volatility in the market as well. On the shorter term perspective, we suggest that until there will be some clarity on the longer term situation, Europe could stay in a tight trading range. And we again probably will deal only with the daily intraday setups. So on the daily chart, you could see that market shows downward action last week. We actually have traded this sell opportunity around C point. This was our garbage triple to sell, if you remember, and we spent the most week in the bearish trade. But on Friday, the situation has changed a bit. As market closed at the end of the session, we've got the bullish grabber. It means that we should stay aside from any bearish setups by far, as grabber suggests the taking out of the C point. Our COP target has not been reached. Yes, of course, grabber could fail, but at least the situation as it stands right now suggests a possible upward continuation. That's why we're, first of all, we'll be watching for a bullish context in this video. On the 4-hour time frame chart, take a look what we have. Despite that grabber has been formed, our ABC top OP target has not been hit. It's 108.05 just for a few pips, but OP has not been tested by the price. And take a look. On the 4-hour time frame chart, we have the grabber, but in the opposite direction, which suggests a drop and reaching of the OP target. How it would be better to deal in the current circumstances? Well, combination of the daily and 4-hour time frame charts tells that in general, long bullish position could be taken, but stop should be below the OP, because market could drop hitting the OP and shows fast recovery. So as OP will be hit, grabber will be completed, but the daily grabber still will be valid. And to not be washed out occasionally just by the spike and hitting the OP, long position could be taken, but the stops below the OP target. That's the necessary condition for a bullish trade on euro currency currently. On the hourly chart, what we have also bullish divergence. We have mentioned it on Friday as well. Minor wash and rinse and fast recovery, which actually here, guys, we have the price action that's very typical for the double repo page. Of course, we do not have the double repo, but take a look at this one. Recall our free drive. It mostly has been completed, just few points. Market hasn't reached the target. As you can see, it's 108.05 our OP target, 108.11. This was the lows. Here was minor wash and rinse and fast recovery. So that was the capitulation of the bears, and fast recovery has happened. Market has formed bullish reversal swing. Well, it means that actually here we have some hybrid between some kind of the hand and shoulders, or maybe double bottom, something of that sort. But anyway, some reversal formation is appearing here, and we could keep an eye on the possible position taken. There's two levels to keep an eye on. FIB supports 108.60, 108.84, but anyway, stops should be below, as I said, OP level. That's approximately our trading plan for beginning of the week. So we consider possible taking the long position, stops below 108.05 or better slightly lower, and we will be watching for bullish grabber on a daily because it suggests the taking out of the stop. So risk reward stands very good. We could consider these trading setups, and we will keep an eye on its validity and how it will perform. Currently, we do not see any good bearish context for trading. based on the patterns that we just have discussed. So for bears, probably should wait for something else, maybe the failure of the grabber on the daily, some downside breakout, or some reasonable completion of the upward action, something of that sort. So currently we do not see good steps for the taking on any bearish positions.